Kia ora and tēnā koutou katoa. This is just me making a quick reference for, I think it's the 20th, oh my gosh, it's the 23rd today. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm making a video today just to quickly record my vlog for just research that I'm doing with my idea, this bubble idea, what I call zero or zeros, and how that's developing. So I've been doing some, I'll take this. I'm sure that you guys can still see the screen. So I've been doing some, just what do I want really the user to get out of it? Doesn't seem like much, but it's just because a lot's in my head. But I've got some ideas and I'm stuck. So I'm like, okay, where from here? I've got all the initial idea set up and, a few other ideas, but what I'm trying to get out onto the page is how do I incorporate the user once they're actually in the bubble into the bubble, and how will that operate? As you can see that I'm carrying this camera around, and you can only see this bit here, but that doesn't really matter. Like, how far is my field of view here? Let's get my hand to come into the screen. So it's quite straight. It's not landscapey, it's not bending the camera around. So let's see if I can get the front camera. So here's the front. So I'm just about in the screen here. So technically there's this quite big side angle, which I can't, like if you're wanting to make this orb, right, you're gonna have to sew the picture together in 360. All right, and that's easy said. You could just go like, oh, well, I want it to be live, and I want it to be really good. I want it to be full 360 without having to get any kind of extra technology on board. Now, I've been looking into hardware like cameras, fisheye lens that you can attach to the outside of your phone, but obviously that's going to create a market for it, and I don't want to. Obviously, I want markets to evolve, and I want people to adapt on my idea. But the thing is that I don't want people to have to buy this hardware. I don't want people to buy accessories. I don't want to buy a whole new thing for another thing. It's I'm not trying to recycle things, really. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone has access to it. You don't need to go into your garage and scratch something out to make it work, or you don't want to have to buy something from China, which is just so much. The costs that you have to work to make it, all of the materials used to make the things that you're buying, all of the cost and everything. I used to work in logistics with transport of ships. I used to be a navigator, and I also worked in the airport, working with helicopters that taking people out to rigs, as well as working with freight aircraft and passenger aircraft. So I know that there's a lot of petrol, a lot of resources, a lot of time and energy goes into this, and that's just the large freight. I don't want people to have to do that. I don't want people to have to spend their money on this hardware just to make something work. We've got a fucking rocket ship in our hands, and we're not using it to its fullest potential. Now, as you can see, I've got this augmented reality filter on. Oh yeah, it's very cute, blah, blah. But we need this 360-degree bubble going on, which is what I want to make. So far, I have to hold out my hand this far away to get myself in the picture. And what is the other person going to see on their side of the phone when they join my bubble? So, sure, I could say, okay, wherever the viewer is looking gyroscopically in space is where they're going to be seeing out the lens. So they're going to be in this bubble, and there might be these huge black spots. And I can't see where they're looking technically. Maybe I can. Maybe I'll make an interface so you can actually see where the other user is in space and looking. So you can say, oh, you're looking over there. Do you want to see over there? But I don't want to have to do that. I want to be able to seamlessly incorporate the environment. Now, the interesting thing as well is, so yes, I'm standing here, but what does that mean for the other viewer on the other side of the phone? They're only going to see whatever my camera is allowed them to see, oh, it's only going to, it's going to be quite limiting. And what am I going to see is this person on the side of the phone. So they can see my face on their screen. I can see my face on my screen right now. But I don't want to see that. Just like when we see someone else's screen in a FaceTime, what do we see? We see only what one camera is projecting. But what if you could see, what if I wanted to turn around and look there? Oh, well, I can't do that because there's just all of this thing inside. I'm blocking it. I'm shading this area behind me. All behind me is negative space that the screen doesn't understand what's fully there. So I have to go, oh, that's behind there. There's a three-dimensional space behind me. But in light terms, light's hitting me, bouncing back. The computer's not going to figure out that there's the space behind me. It thinks that I'm just part of this blank canvas. So how do I get myself or someone else in this room? Yeah, someone's in this room with me on another phone, another place. How do I get them to be able to stand behind me? All right. And they could look at the back of my head, for example. Well, you can't do that unless you have another camera, right, Enoch? Yes, you do need another camera. And that's why I've been looking into all these other cameras, just so I can get my ideas out and try to problem solve this thing. I don't want people who have to buy that and attach it to their phones and wear these clunky things around or wear head-mounted displays for the sake of, making it hands-free, right? And then that blocks off the ability for that person to be in the thing. And a lot of my research is coming down to I need another camera involved. And I don't want that. I don't want that. But is it necessary for my design to keep evolving? That's the question. So I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to keep diving. This is really a roadblock for me, actually. I don't want to use other technology or hardware, but I'm probably going to have to open up my mind to using this technology. And is it going to be hands-free? Are we going to have to bring back the selfie stick? Like all of this technology is it's not there yet. There's a big paradigm that needs to be overcome with this technology when I'm designing it. And so I'm facing a lot of issues, but I know that I can do this. Perhaps I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to install cameras in places. I don't want to have to. Nobody wants to do that. That's cost. That's extra money. That's extra steps. We want the technology to jump into someone's bubble in real time, or not real time. Oh, good face mapping there. That's not bad, is it? But fuck, it's a lot, and I've got a lot to think about, and I'm really trying my best. I'll try and sign this off here because I usually make these videos way too long, and hopefully you can all hear it, but that's where I'm at with my design process. I've got lots of pictures and scribbles, but I'm at the stage of how do I actually get that? Or how do I get to the next step in using the application? So I'm at a roadblock, and of course I might have to start all over again, but my idea's there. I know it can be done. I just have to think. I have to think outside that box. I have to keep shifting, keep transcending the limits of our technology, transcending it. Yeah. So if anyone has any ideas or anything they'd like to share on that, I've done a lot of research myself, but anything that you have that will help me with this 360-degree dilemma, and holding a camera this far away from your face but still not working without using a remote camera. So if anyone has any ideas, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep researching. Ka kite. Thanks for listening.